Hi there guys, it's me Brian Cockerill. My guest today is Steve Norton. Steve, can you introduce yourself and what your credentials?
Yeah, of course, Brian. Well, I'm Steve Norton, I'm an anxiety specialist. So the last 25 years I've been helping people with anxiety in different forms, even from panic attacks, fears, phobias, general anxiety and different things like that. And I'm here to actually just pop around Brian's today to get a copy of his book.
Yeah.
And we've just got on like a house on fire.
Brilliant.
And we're here to actually just thought we'd, while we're here,
yeah,
why not talk about anxiety? Why not talk about a little bit about things that people have, some things that people suffer with. And yeah, that's why we're here.
He's also written a book on it. It's called The Principles of Life. It's in shops, isn't it? You can get.
It is, yeah.
So it's really good to read. I've had a quick look at it and it seems really good. He's into the same stuff as me, but he's a professional, so I'm just an amateur. But I've done this for a long time for my brother and my mum. It's the same type of thing as he knows. We've talked about, we both know what we're talking about, but he's a little bit more obviously experienced more than me. He's a professional. You've got your own office and that, haven't you?
Yeah, got my own practice. What I do day in day out with people is help people with anxiety. But it's like one of the things that you said earlier on, which is very, very true, is that unless you've had anxiety, you don't really understand it.
That's right, yeah.
And so my own past, I had a lot of anxiety in the past. I got over it, and all I do now day in day out is help people to get over it themselves.
What I used to ask people, I used to say, what were you like at school when you first started?
Just very, very nervous, very jumpy.
Were you popular or anything?
No, I definitely wasn't popular.
Right.
I was probably that weird kid at school, that strange one.
Yeah.
Didn't have loads of friends.
Is there still anxiety even then as a kid?
I don't know. I think when you are younger, you're almost like you're finding yourself. You're like you're not comfortable in your own skin. And I work with a lot of teenagers now, and it's so common. It must be even worse now because we didn't have social media when we were kids.
Yeah.
So we had nothing to like base ourselves on. Probably like yourself, I grew up with the likes of Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and they were the sort of people that we all aspired to be like. Yeah. But we didn't have Instagram, did we? Didn't have all that stuff.
And a lot of things and all today. So a lot of people then trained, and it helps get rid of anxiety and depression. It's one of the best things. So it produces natural gamma, endorphins, and beta and stuff like that. But
absolutely,
yeah, I think it's fantastic. This guy being on today. It's just a treat to have him here. So, what else would you say is the most thing people have about fear?
The biggest problem that people have today is that they fear imaginary events. Everybody lives in a world now of what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? And they're always imagining the future of what they don't want to happen, which is really anxiety in a nutshell, is thinking about what you don't want to happen.
Yes.
And then your body then gives you the chemicals that goes along with those thoughts.
Which is the bad chemicals that start your panic attacks and spirals up, and you can't sleep, your anxiety comes through the roof and blood pressure goes up and everything. So them bad thoughts what you're having, like you're saying, Steve, is the bad thoughts if you have from the past. A lot of people play the victim and things. Can you agree with that?
Yeah. It's very hard to get over victim mentality.
It's a bit horrible saying it.
Yeah.
It is what you do. I used to do it when I was on the coke. I'd take the crack and go, she's done my head, or he's done my head, and it's an excuse to take the drug, which is an addiction, obviously. But it's obviously things that have happened to me in the past. But when you get over the things that have happened to you in the past, because if you keep reliving them every day, you're going to be living in the past. You're never going to get out of the past. So you've got to stop thinking about the memories of the past make you bad. Stop thinking about them and think of the good memories, and live up to every day as if it's your last day, and stop being panic attacked about this and you start having panic attacks because you think you're going to have a panic attack.
Absolutely. You see, with panic attacks, people think they happen randomly, but in reality, you're planning them before they actually happen.
Right. Yes.
In your mind, you're already rehearsing your next panic attack.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, well, I hope it doesn't happen in, say, Tesco's. Then you start running the movie through of it happening in Tesco's. Brilliant. Then you think to yourself, shit, I hope that doesn't happen. But what you're actually doing without realising it is you're actually rehearsing.
Set yourself up for
lining it up. Yeah. And the next one's coming.
Yeah.
And when it happens, you say to yourself, well, I knew that would happen.
Because your body played it out in your head and your body set yourself up. It's like probably make your dinner in it. Well, I'm just going to beans on toast today because you've upped the tin of beans and made the toast. So,
absolutely.
What is the, do you think it's happened a lot with kids now, isn't it? With the social media, you've got to wear these clothes, you've got to have this phone, you've got to have that. A lot of kids, I think, are going a bit crackers through these gangster rap, where they're brainwashing them, shooting people, stabbing people and things. A lot of kids are carrying knives those days as well. I think it's like to show off and to be the big man, isn't it, type of thing.
Absolutely. really what you've got to watch out for is what you put inside of your head.
Yeah.
You know, let's face it, with social media, if you actually looked at your Facebook page now, I actually looked at that Facebook page and looked at every post that was on, 95% of that would either be negative or annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're spending, say, 4 to 5 hours a day on social media, you're literally pouring that stuff into your mind.
That's right.
And what happens is when that stuff goes into your mind, then triggers feelings, emotions, adrenaline, cortisol gets fired into your body. That then gets you tense. And there's no outlet because you're constantly doing it over and over again. So it's like your body is constantly on standby mode for problems, even though these problems don't even exist.
And I was listening to a man called Joe Dispenza, who's a psychologist and professor. He says people get addicted to being, like to be paranoid because the fear, the adrenaline and the stuff and all the stuff we've just said, all the chemicals that work in your body, they don't get that, so they need to be hooked. They're like hooked on the fear type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's almost like you get the drama that gives you something.
Yeah. Then have
so when you don't have it, you're almost like thinking, well, I need to think about something bad now to create this drama.
The chemicals, yeah.
Because like I said, most people these days, we don't have... Let's just take COVID out of the equation, right? People are getting more and more anxious all the time. Yet we've never lived in safer times.
No.
We don't live in World War I, World War II.
Yeah.
But everyone's now imagining what they don't want to happen, running it through, feeling the emotions as if it's happened.
Yeah.
Because the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined.
I mean, at the moment with COVID, don't get me wrong, it's bad, but go back to, like you were saying, people in the Second World War, one piece of bacon between 4 to 5 people, hardly any food to eat, no bananas, and that wasn't just for that wasn't for just when the war was on, it was 5 years after it still was ration bugs.
Absolutely.
So people, that's what you call getting bombed, every night bombs coming and dropping on you, so really we aren't living in bad times, it's just it's a virus, that's all it is, isn't it?
You think we were.
Yeah.
If you spend all the time on the news, you think we're living in bad times. The truth is that it's never been as good now. It's never been as safe now because statistics can't lie.
No.
You know.
Look at how long people are living till.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so.
Well, what are people these days stressed about? The Wi-Fi went off. The pizza came and didn't have the right topping on it.
Yeah.
Years ago, it was like, there was Germans going to drop bombs in your house.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but we've grown up. We've softened up. So that the small things now that wouldn't have bothered people years ago, now they're like catastrophic with people.
Yeah, because they've got nothing else to do, really, have they, as well?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I don't watch the news because I think the news makes you depressed. You know, a kid was killed today, he was bombed, he was blew up. So a lot of people who are really highly intelligent don't watch the news because it's not beneficial either, because half it's made up anyway just to sell stories. But
it is.
I think a lot of people watch that and look what's that, that might happen to me, that, and then they start imagining what's... so they make people, it's like scaremongering in a way.
I can honestly say I think my mental health hasn't suffered this coronavirus because I actually disconnected the news.
Yeah,
I stopped my TV license. I went online, got rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't watch any news now. I hear snippets from now and again.
Yeah.
But I actually think if I was sat there, like some of the old people, when they're sat in the house looking at the news all day long, it's nothing but just negative. It's any wonder that they're going out absolutely terrified because of the news.
It is, yeah. But the thing is with people, that people can say one thing, another one can make another little story, another little... By the time it goes from one person, the Chinese whisperer, it's like you just have to look at something, you've got COVID, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy, isn't it? It's gone mad. But I think, like you said, we're living in the best time. Oh, it was better in the old days. How can it be better in the old days when you the technology you've got now? You go and you get an MRI scan.